I am like way too hard on myself. I really beat myself up and tear myself down, and I've been trying to get myself out of that habit. And I'm here to tell you that you really need to get yourself out of that habit. I was thinking earlier today, I was like, I did some editing for a couple of hours. I have a music video coming out, and then I have a visualizer coming out shortly thereafter for two of my songs that are on my upcoming album. And I was doing a bunch of editing, doing like shorts and stuff. And I got to thinking about how like I there's this little voice in the back of my head that's like you need to be doing more. You're not doing enough. Like I for like 2 hours, 2 solid hours. Um or maybe not quite 2 hours, maybe like an hour and a half. I was editing shorts and just doing a bunch of promotional content for my music that's coming up. And I was like, I got distracted. Uh, you know, by the internet as people often do. And I was, caught myself doom scrolling, and I was like, "You piece of shit! What are you doing? You're getting distracted again. What are you doing? You fucking ADHD brain! You can't sit down for 3-4 hours and pump out content. Come on, man! You're not doing enough. You're not working hard enough. You don't want this." And I had to stop myself and be like, normally on a Saturday or a Sunday, especially, I wouldn't be doing anything. I would be fucking off, watching random YouTube videos and just, doing a whole lot of nothing. I would probably be procrastinating on making a video. I would be procrastinating on editing and making shorts and doing promotional content for my next music video. I would be, procrastinating on making songs and finishing this project. But I've been on the ball. I've been doing a little something every single day. And there's that little voice in the back of my head that's like, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You need to be pushing harder. And I need to just kick that motherfucker's ass because I've been doing the thing. I have been doing the thing. I've been posting again. I've been making the content. I've been making the music. I've been doing the thing that I say that it is that I want to do with my life. And it's because for the first time in a very long time, I've gotten myself to the point where I actually believe in myself. And I actually believe that I can do this. And I actually believe that I can push harder and make this happen. And there's still that voice. There's still that voice that creeps in the back of my mind. And I'm still trying to navigate how to get rid of that voice. And I know that there are a lot of other people out there that struggle with that voice. Like there's this internal dialogue of like imposter syndrome. That's what they call it. They call it imposter syndrome, where no matter what you do, there's that buzzing sound there's that buzzing sound in your head that tells you, no, you're not doing enough. You're never going to make this happen. It's either just give up, or please just give it up right now, or you need to push harder. You're fucking lazy. And it's like, no, dude, we got to start being more kind to ourselves, because you have the option. You don't have to entertain that voice. You can entertain the other voice. The other voice says, nah, we're doing a little something every day. Try to do a little bit more tomorrow, and try to do a little bit more than that the next day, but always do a little bit of something every single day. I think consistency trumps um, quantity, right? Consistency is far more important than quantity, because you could pump out 3 videos a day for 2 weeks straight and then do nothing for 2 months. And you're right back where you started. You're right back where you left off. Whereas if you do a little bit every day, you post just one thing every day, nonstop for 6 months, watch how your channel grows. The reason that my channel stopped growing and I stopped getting views and stuff is because I stopped posting. But if I would have been posting throughout the entire course of that time, if I would have been posting that entire time, this channel would have well over 1,000 subscribers by now. It's just consistency. Consistency is the number one thing. It brings progress. Doing a little bit every single day versus doing a whole lot and then burning yourself out and then not doing anything for the next 2 months is always like the first one is always going to be better than the latter. Like you can't burn yourself out because when you burn yourself out, that's when you get depressed. That's when people give up. This whole hustle culture, you can sleep when you're dead, no rest for the wicked, all of that is just nonsense. Um, we can't pour from an empty cup, and you will pay the tax for trying. You're always going to pay the tax for trying. So, a lot of people, they try to run a marathon before they can even run a lap, and that's just not the way to do it, man. It's not the way to do it. You have got to celebrate the small wins every single day. It's not a race, dude. It's not a fucking race. You have time. You don't have any time to waste, though. You don't have time to waste, but you have time. So trying to overwhelm and overburden yourself by doing the most all of the time, is never going to be a good solution. Let's say, you're overweight and you want to lose 60 pounds. It's like, well, you can't. If you try to go too hard right out of the gate, you're never going to want to go back to the gym. And you're just going to revert back to your old habits. It's like, do a little bit every single day. And, I think the smartest thing to do, truth be told, is to set a timeline for yourself, like 6 months to a year of these are the milestones that I want to accomplish by this time. I think that's the smartest way to do it. Like for me, I know I struggle with my weight. I've struggled with my weight my entire life since I was a kid. I used to get made fun of in school for being fat and stuff. My weight fluctuates. The lightest I ever was as an adult was 183 pounds. The heaviest I've ever been as an adult, I think, was like close to 245. And yeah, I was a chubby kid, and I still have like insecurities about my body. I don't really love the way that I look. And I've had to learn to love my body and be okay with the skin that I'm in. And it's been tough. It's been very fucking difficult because I've never even really talked about this on this channel, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I would say I have, I'm not a doctor or a mental health professional, but I would say that I struggle with a little bit of body dysmorphia. Um, I definitely struggle with body image for sure, for sure. Um, and I eat like crap. I do. I eat a lot of fast food, and I need to knock that shit off. Um, and not because I even want to be skinnier, but because I want to feel better. Um, despite me coming on here and giving advice to all of you about, mental health and stuff, I believe everything I say, don't get me wrong, but, I still struggle with my mental health and I fight demons, even though I, you know, preach to people on how to get over theirs. I'm still, I'm still learning. I'm still growing and evolving as a human and as an adult. I still have issues, like a lot of issues, just like all of you. But the biggest thing is like I'm way too hard on myself as far as trying to get over those issues within the span of like 24 hours. I'm like, all right, today is the day that I'm going to become a completely different person and I'm going to reinvent myself. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not how it works. Reinventing yourself comes with maturity. Maturity takes time, and it comes with time. Um, you don't just wake up one day and become a completely different person. I mean, you can, like, you can change your attitude and change your habits and change your mindset in that way, but it's going to take a while for you to become your dream human. Um, there's incremental steps that get you to that point. And I just, I'm way too hard on myself a lot of times, and I have been for a few years now. I'll get myself into this spell where I'll get on a roll, but I'll try to do too much too quickly. And then my body and my brain just goes, "Psst," fuck this. Fuck this shit. We're done here. So that's why I try to just do a little bit every single day. Um, and try to stay hyper vigilant when opportunities present themselves. I think writing things down and planning is also very important. Like I just wrote out a budget for myself for when I move out again, and that's helped with my mindset. As far as like writing down different goals and having a schedule, like the other day I just wrote out upload schedule for my YouTube videos, and then also a separate upload schedule, also a separate upload schedule for my music. And that's really helped me with my mindset because it feels like something that's more attainable because I've wrote it down. Because I've wrote it down, I can actually hold myself accountable to that standard. And it wasn't that hard to do. A lot of people think that success has to be hard, or we've been told that being successful is hard and that it's a grind and it's this and it's that, and it is a grind, but also it's not as much of a grind as you might be led to believe. um, when I was in high school, go Berea Bulldogs. um, I remember our slogan, welcome to Berea High School where hard work pays off. And there's not as much truth to that statement as you might think. Um, we were always told that, you got to work hard, and you do have to work hard. But hard work is just one piece of the puzzle. I know plenty of people who work very, very hard who are broke. I know plenty of people who work very, very hard who struggle financially and live paycheck to paycheck. So, this idea that hard work alone is going to get you somewhere, I mean, it depends on where you want to go and how you want to live. But if you want to live an exceptional life like I do, nah, nah, hard work alone is not going to get you there. It's also about, using your brain. It's also about being able to absorb knowledge, being able to learn, having a willingness to learn different things. And patience is another aspect of it. And just being hyper vigilant and being able to see opportunities when they present themselves um, is another thing I think that's important. Um, but yeah, don't be so quick to burn yourself out, man. Just do a little bit every day and take it one day at a time. Don't try to like kill yourself, because that's what a lot of people do. They try to burn themselves out, and it's like, nah, dude, you don't need to do all that. Because even here's the thing, even if you do it that, even if you do that and you're like burning the candle at both ends and trying to like go really, really hard every single day and barely get any sleep. It's like, okay, well, you're not getting enough sleep. You're only getting maybe 4 hours of sleep a night. And you feel like shit, and you're tired, and you're angry, and you're grumpy all the time. And now you're overweight because you're guzzling fast food, because you're not taking the time to cook, because, there's no time to cook. We got to hustle. Or, there's no time to, uh, you know, yeah, there's no time to meal prep or anything like that because we gotta hustle, we gotta grind, we gotta blah 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 blah. And it's like now you're overweight and out of shape, and you're tired all the time, and you're pale as a ghost, and you might become a fucking millionaire, but it's like at what cost? You know, People say that money doesn't equal happiness, and to to an extent, I agree with that. It doesn't guarantee happiness. It can buy happiness. I would say that money definitely can buy happiness. It doesn't guarantee happiness. I think that's probably the healthiest way to look at it. Because money can buy freedom, it can buy security, it can take stress off of your life. And so, yes, all of those things can make you happy. But it all starts up here, right? You got to be happy with what you do have first before you can acquire more. Or you should, because if you don't, then once you acquire more, it's still not going to make you happy. I think that happiness is a mindset. I don't think that happiness is of the pocket. I think happiness is of the heart and of the mind. Because there are plenty of rich people who are miserable, and then there are plenty of poor people who are happy. So it's like, how do you explain that? Um, I think it's a perspective thing. I think when you shift your perspective, you shift the way you live. Um, And that's just kind of really the whole message behind this video is, you know, to maybe shift your perspective. And, you know, I just want to give people maybe a different insight into success and all of that. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm a mess. My life is in shambles right now, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, yeah. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you did not enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace, love, and light.